Alright, welcome back, guys. This is the second video that I said I was going to make. This video is going to be a different story about my first experience at the bar. I know I said I would do it, I know, but I've been ashamed of it. I still am, but I think the world needs to know about what happened to me, what I can remember, and what other people have told me to piece it all together. So I'm going to start at the beginning. Let's start from square one. So I was sitting in my house one evening, after work, just kind of playing video games, relaxing. And Dan and Jimmy text me on Messenger saying, "Dude, we're coming to your house." I'm like, "Wait, what, why?" And they said, "Dude, we just gotta talk, I gotta come to your house." I was like, okay, I'll see you soon, I guess. And then not even 5 minutes later, they were at my house. Can't remember how they know where I live. I don't know if I told them or what, but they were there. So they say, and I'm just talking to Dan and Jimmy, and they're just like, "Dude, let's walk and talk. Once we get far enough away, I'll talk," Dan said, because there was something big going on. I could tell from Dan's posture and the way he spoke. But that's going to be another video entirely. But for now, let's just focus on the alcohol. So, as we're just walking and talking, we ended up, I just turned 21, maybe 2 days before that. So they said, "Oh, we'll take you to a bar and shit," and right? So Dan takes me to the saloon. A bar. Alright. Cool. So he orders a drink himself, and then we find out after we order the drink, Jimmy doesn't have his ID on him, so he can't get any alcohol. So, wanting us to go back to his house to get his ID to come back, Dan just ordered a drink. We said no. He said, "Fuck you guys," and left. And didn't return. So me and Dan are sitting at the bar, shelling out money, and I'm just trying all these different drinks. I can't remember half of them. I know Jack Daniels and maybe some sweet stuff that smelled like nail polish remover. Just like some tart shit. And then some other stuff. It was just, none of it tasted good. The only thing good that I drank there was the Mike's Hard Lemonade. That's the only thing that actually went down easy and didn't taste like fucking shit. But I didn't get that till way later. So I had to drink all this nasty shit first and sip Dan's drink at the same time. And I'm just like, ugh, gross. So eventually I get my fill, right? And Dan's still kind of drunk because he was drinking earlier today. So I said, "I'll make sure Dan gets home," because I was still mostly sober. I didn't drink enough to get drunk. And I was like, "Dude, I'll just make sure he gets home alright." And then I walk him back to Jimmy's house. I see Jimmy say hi, bye, and then I start walking back. If only I kept walking. About halfway away, Dan and Jimmy are running full sprint after me, saying, Tristan, wait!" I'm just like, "Dude, guys, need something?" And I'm just like, they're like, no, just come with us. I'm just like, okay, where are we going? It's like, "Dude, it's a surprise, just come with us." So I was walking with them, and then eventually dawns on me. And then, Jimmy finally tells me, says, "We're going back to the bar." And I'm like, "Dude, I just left the bar. We're going back." He's like, "Yeah, I got, my ID now, and we're going to get drinks, and we're going to get you fucking drunk." I'm just like, I don't want to. But I was so hyperactive because alcohol was hitting my body that I was just like, fuck it. I was fucking crazy. Don't know how else to explain it. So I went to the bar. Boy, did it get worse from there. So when I went back to the bar, me and Dan and Jimmy all sat at the thing. And I was fed 3-4 other drinks. Heavy shit. And then I was so drunk, I was just flailing my arms around, completely shit-faced. And they want to get me a birthday flaming drink. And they fucking lit that shit on fire and expected me to drink it. Me being completely fucked up. I couldn't even, I had a sip and it was just I don't even know. It was on fire, so it was really hot, so I'm just sipped it, and I was just completely drunk and almost dropped the glass. But anyways, Jimmy finished it. And then after that, I was like, "Dude, fuck, I'm done," in the best words I could manage out. Because I was doing this every fucking second. I don't know how else to explain it. It's just what my body was doing. Then Dan and Jimmy dragged me out of the bar. That's when the fun began. So I'm dragged out of the bar. I can't walk. So I'm leaning on fucking Dan, who's kind of drunk himself still. So it's just like 3 idiots, almost way past legal limits of alcohol. And it's just like straight up, damn, what did we get myself into? That's when it really gets out of hand. So this one when the effects of alcohol really hit me. And I black out. And there's patches of memories missing, but I'll fill those in later. From what I remember walking, falling a lot, and then red and blue lights. And then I black out until I'm thrown on my bed. Somehow. But till that point, till when I get thrown to my bed at home, black. There's no memories. So then I asked my father and Dan what happened. Dan first. Here's what happened after I blacked out. The red and blue lights were fucking cop lights. Dan said the cop came over to me and Dan, and he told us to stand up. Somehow, I stood up, and he left us alone. Because Jimmy was in the street yelling and making a fit and making a scene. He was drunk, way more than he should have drank. So the cop arrested him for disturbing the peace, and, took him away. And then after Jimmy was arrested and left, the cop left and Jimmy left, Dan realized he was too drunk to fucking take me home. So what he did, he remembered the passcode to my phone that I told him just hours earlier. He called my father. My father came and got me. And then here's where my father's part of the story is. So my father said when he got me, I was completely shit-faced. I was talking like a baby again. Like I haven't talked to him like that since I was 9. Really embarrassing, but I was on autopilot. I don't remember any of that stuff. And then he told me that once I was in the house, he threw me down the stairs, just watched me bounce. And then he threw me on the bed after I crashed into my table and threw everything on the fucking floor because I was still drunk. And then my memories kicked back in when I hit the bed. And then I pass out. Like, straight up. But apparently in the middle of the night, I fucking vomited. On the right side of my bed. Over there. My dad went up to get me up in the morning, and he was just like, oh, you didn't vomit, cool. Not knowing the vomit was on the other side of the bed. So, yeah. So, me being so drunk, and feeling like complete shit when I woke up, after my dad sprayed me with bottle of water spray thing for cats, to wake me up, which pissed me off, because I was like in a fucking state that I shouldn't have ever been in. I ended up, not doing much that day other than eating some burnt-ass toast twice and drinking enough water that would make a camel blow up with water. Too much water. But anyway, so I just did that, and it took me at least 2 days, if not 3 days, to get that completely out of my system. But after that, my friends, that's when the interesting side effect occurs. As it stands now, I can't be anywhere near alcohol. I can't see people drinking it, and I can't smell it. Because if I see people drinking it, it makes me want to gag and throw up. Like, seriously, I came so close to doing it just now, just thinking about it. But I don't know what's wrong with my brain, but my body's just like, no. So I haven't touched alcohol since that night. And as for what happened to Jimmy, he got out of jail only to die. I'm not kidding you. This story goes is as he was, down in a bigger city, walking on on the freeway, right? He was drunk. He was trying to get from the passenger side of the truck to the bed of the truck. Mid-transit, he fell off, got ran over, and died. After being airlifted to the hospital. Just dead. Because he was drunk. And he got ran over. And after that night, I didn't hang out with him again. He wanted to, but I just said no. I regret that now. Because he's dead. I'll never hear a message from him again. Because he's no longer in this world. Then we go to Dan. What happened to Dan after that was, alcohol fucked him. He almost went to jail for a felony. But more on that story later. But alcohol alcohol killed my friend, ruined my friend's life, and almost killed me. So to me, alcohol is like a piece of shit that never needs to be invented. I'm never going to touch this stuff again. I don't care what people say. I will not deal with that again. But that's pretty much how that went. My first night at the bar. First alcohol experience. Getting completely shit-faced drunk and blacking out. Surprisingly, though, of all the stuff that happened, it was still a miserable time. But here's the best part, though. I was wearing a hat, right? Actually, I'll just show you the hat. So this hat, I was wearing the night I got drunk. Can't really see the details, obviously, because it's dark on the side of the screen. But anyways, so apparently when I was walking out of the bar, it fell off my head. Didn't know it, because I was drunk. So was Dan. So when I woke up, I didn't find it. And I didn't have it for at least 3 weeks. And then when I was walking to work one day, I saw it passing a pharmacy. And I'm just like, holy crap, it's right there. But I passed the same thing and looked in the same spots and didn't see it. And then boom, it's right there. So I pocketed it, washed it, and now there it is. I like hats like that. It's just one of those weird things, you know? But the moral of the story is, don't drink, period. It just really ruins everything for you. Your body, your life, and your health. If you care about those three things, stay the fuck away from alcohol, because that's all you're going to get if you drink it. Like, you lose all that. But anyways, that's it for now. Thanks for watching. I think I'm going to probably record one more video today. One more, upload at a different date. But in the meantime, hope you guys enjoy. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you wish, because more is to come at a later date. Anyways, thanks for watching once again, and I'll see you next time.